on Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, we're waiting for a production crew. They're not sure what they're doing. Car Crash Sky and Mommy.
I don't know why it's giving me a low signal. There's a network extender right there.
And 3, 2, 1. Hey, sports fans! PB&Z Sports Chaos coming at you live from Facebook. And tonight, we've got from Amherst Brewing, the Jess IPA. It's a 7.3. It's potent. Ooh. All right. Hey, you know what? We had some storylines to talk about before last night. Whoa. It's all thrown out after what happened. The WWE meets the NFL last night. We'll talk about that momentarily. We're going to hit our 2-minute drill. Then we're going to talk about load management. Apparently that's a new buzzword in sports, or at least in the NBA, right? Then we'll do a little college football, and then we got to get into what happened last night in the NFL. Assault and battery last night in the NFL. It was unbelievable. We'll get into our picks, our pick 6. We'll have a little fun with that. Let me get right into the 2-minute drill. Bruins, last week they toasted the town. Now, 4-game losing streak. Unbelievable to give up only almost 4 goals a game. PB, you got your shirt on.
Yeah, that Florida game was a disaster. I mean, how can you go up 4-0 in the third period and then drop it 5-4, right? Terrible, terrible. God. But they can right the ship tonight in Toronto. We'll see.
All right. Hey, Celtics, another local team, 9-game winning streak. They're the best team in the NBA. Despite the fact they haven't had Cantor for some games, they haven't had Jaylen Brown for some games, and now poor Gordon Hayward, he's out again with an injury. He broke his hand the other night. Poor Gordon Hayward, he cannot catch a break. No pun. Excuse the pun, folks. All right, baseball. MVPs were named yesterday. Cody Bellinger from the Dodgers. Mike Trout from the Angels. By the way, was that wrapped up in June?
Yeah, they had unbelievable seasons. They off to a great start.
They wrapped it
all
up
the way
in
through.
June.
Wire to wire. Yep.
By the way, Cy Young Award winners were announced. Jacob deGrom from the Mets. Hey, little DYK action for you. It was his second consecutive Cy Young Award for the Mets. Named the only other pitcher in Mets history to win 2 Cy Youngs.
I'd have to go Seaver on that.
Oh, Tom, terrific. Yeah. You are correct.
Oh, wow.
All right. Hey, and the other winner in the AL was none other than Justin Verlander. I think that was a pity vote because how bad he was in the postseason. Garrett Cole, would you agree, deserved that more?
Probably. Yeah, Cole had a great year.
By the way, little DYK again. Justin Verlander, speaking of postseason. How many wins does Justin Verlander have in the postseason?
1.
Over! He's never won a postseason game in his life. Unbelievable. Hey, moving on. Speaking of Houston, those punks, or pukes as I like to call them from the Astros, big news came out. They make Spygate look timid. They are now accused of cheating during the whole 2017 playoff World Series run. They had video monitor going on next to the dugout. And then this year they were warned. I mean, the Nats and the Yankees were warned because they were doing it. A pitcher came out that played on the 17 team and said, yes, it's true. It happened every game.
Yeah, and Cora was the bench coach, right?
He was.
Yeah.
What do you make of this, PB?
I think a lot of teams do it. It's just when you get caught. Same thing with the Patriots when they had the Spygate. I mean, a lot of teams were doing stuff that they shouldn't have been doing.
So everybody cheats.
Everybody tries to get an edge.
Are you okay with it?
Not okay with it. But it just happens. So
Are you surprised by the Astros because they are punks?
You don't like them. You don't.
No,
like,
I don't like Strikeman, Bregman, whatever his name is.
You don't like.
I don't like the little 5'5" punk.
Altuve,
whatever. And Jordan, he won the Rookie of the Year, whatever. All right, moving on. I'm done with them. Hey, by the way, my Kentucky team, they got to number 1 because they beat Michigan State a week ago. Then they go up promptly after being number 1. They were a 25-point favorite against Evansville, and they lost at home. All right, Kentucky. Coach Cal, you're a better recruiter than a coach. That's all I got to say about it. All right, PB, I got to talk to you about this. It's a big buzzword right now. Load management.
Mm-hmm.
Is this killing sports?
Well, I mean, really, we got to look at the NBA, right? Because I'll compare it to baseball, compare it to the NFL. By the way,
they're getting made fun of. I hear NHL guys talking about it. I hear college coaches, women and men, talking about load management in jest.
Right. And with the NHL and college sports, I can say different. But Major League Baseball, they do it regularly.
They have been
recently. And then the NFL, they'll do it at the end of the season. If you got something locked up, you're not playing your starters in the last week of the season.
But we're only 10 games in. We already got guys resting for load management.
Well, typically it's on back-to-back nights. Right, and the coach, you can't blame the coach for managing his team to win a championship, and that's all that's happening here.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm going
to give you 3 names.
Opposed to it.
Larry Bird, 3 championships. Bill Russell, 11 championships. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 6 championships. Played 80-plus games every single year, 40 minutes a game. There was no load management for them.
Different era. I mean, Cy Young threw 700 complete games. I mean, it's a different era. I mean, you can't even get into that. That's just even.
I think it's put your chalk strap back on, guys. All right, I get. What do you think is the resolution, right, for this?
Well, I mean, you could incentivize something in a contract, right? It might not have to be games played necessarily, but something that you need to get by playing games to get to, like points or triple doubles.
So how about this? You can either add 10 games to the schedule. If you want to sit out 10, that's fine, and you still get 82. Yeah. Or even better, if the owners know that this player is going to sit out, which they do, then you refund the fans 25% of the ticket value because they're coming to see the star.
That's not going to happen.
But you could easily do that nowadays.
Yeah, you can do that. What if someone gets injured? You going to do the same thing?
No, only if they sit them out. Or, even better, make it really a pay-for-performance league. If you sit out, you get no game check.
That's a little harsh, too. I think it should be incentivized based on performance, but you have to play the game to get to that. Otherwise, you're giving yourself less of a chance to make it.
I got it easy to say. Play the goddamn game. All right, moving on. Speaking of games that really count and really matter and guys show up every single week, college football, LSU beat Alabama last week in Alabama. Unbelievably leaped to #1 in the CFP. Minnesota shocked Penn State. What do you think about this right now?
Well, Minnesota is, I think, the real deal.
Rowing the boat.
They're rowing the boat. They're still undefeated. They got a big game coming up this week at Iowa. And Penn State, I think, was a little overrated. So I'm not surprised that happened at all. I wouldn't even call that an upset.
I'm kind of with you.
And Bama losing, I don't consider that an upset either. LSU's on fire right now.
Joe Burrow, is he a Heisman favorite?
He's got to be.
Yeah, I hate to admit it, but hey, by the way, BC lost again. Adazio must go, as I say every single week. But AJ, 165 yards. He's now second in the country at 1,400 yards. If you've not seen a BC game, watch it just to watch AJ. He's the real deal. All right, hey, we got some big games. So the top 4 right now is LSU, Ohio State, followed by we got a caller to our show. PB&Z Sports Chaos. Who we got calling on the show?
Welcome to the show, TJ Travierso.
Oh, TJ, a long-time listener, first-time caller. Thank you very much, sir. We're talking a little college football. I was just asking PB his thoughts on the top 4 seeds right now in the CFP: LSU, Ohio State, Clemson's back in, and Georgia. What's your thoughts, Mr. TJ?
Personal thoughts would be, I agree with the top 2 seeds. LSU and Ohio State have easily been top 2 teams all year.
We agree, right?
Yep.
Clemson, the ACC is without a doubt having quite a down year. Clemson has had cakewalk all the way through the season.
But let me ask you a question, TJ. Should you penalize Clemson for the fact that the rest of the league sucks?
I would have to say yes. At this stage of the game, Clemson was challenged by a 5-5
North Carolina. Yep.
21-20, and they pulled it out with a absolute miracle.
They stopped the 2-pointer. Right. All right.
It's kind of a crapshoot at this stage of the game, but there's better teams out there. I would have to say that Minnesota has played better than Clemson.
PB was just saying he was just rowing the boat with Minnesota. Actually,
you watch what they did last week against Penn State, and there's no doubt in my mind that they look better than what Clemson's rolling out there today.
So, Mr. TJ, I got to ask you a question. Can Ohio State, I was just about to ask PB this, can Ohio State run the table because they get 2 tough games? They have Penn State coming into Ohio, and then they go to the big house against Michigan. What do you think?
I think it's a tough road. It is a tough road.
PB.
Hey, you know what? Minnesota is not out of the clear yet. I do believe that Wisconsin may still have a chance. Am I wrong there? Or?
PB, who do you like? Oh, you like Ohio State
I think
to run
Ohio
the table?
State can run the table there.
Easily against those 2 teams, Penn State and Michigan.
Yep. I think they'll run the table.
I think they can, but that's a tough go. You know,
It is
those
tough.
last 2 games are tough.
Yeah, but I like the fact that those two, number
like,
1 and 2.
What is Clemson playing? Clemson playing a Wake Forest team that, you know, if BC had rolled out what they possibly could have had as their best team, they would have won that game.
Good point.
And what? Well, okay, so BC deserves a chance against Clemson? No, they got beat by 40 points.
Good point. All right, TJ,
You know?
one last question for you before we let you go, sir. This week, down in Auburn, we got a big game. On 11-16, historically, it's been a crazy game when these 2 teams get together. A lot of zaniness. Who do you like? Georgia goes to Auburn. Does Auburn derail Georgia's CFP chances?
You know, I'm a big BC fan, as you all know. However, my number 2 team is Oregon, who had a tight game earlier this year with Auburn.
Oh, I see where you're going with
Auburn
this.
The freshman quarterback going, and Bo Nix.
Yeah.
That team shows up to play. I think Georgia's in for a tough game.
Ooh, all right. So you like Auburn?
And to end that statement, my number 4 team right now would be Alabama.
Ooh, all right, TJ, buddy.
Still has a tough game next week versus Auburn. That Iron Bowl is never an easy game to win.
No. Hey, listen, brother, we appreciate you calling in. We'll see you soon. Have a good evening.
Thank you. We'll see you next week, brother.
All right.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Alabama getting in, especially if Georgia drops this week to Auburn.
Hey, little
which is
DYK
possible.
about tomorrow's game. Georgia and Auburn. 1982, 2 stud running backs played in that game. Do you know who they were?
Georgia, Auburn. Auburn would have been Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
And Georgia, Herschel Walker.
There you go. That must have been a great game to watch. All right. Hey, let's get right into our picks this week, brother. Oklahoma, number 10 in the country, 10-point favorite goes to Baylor. I'm very nervous about this. Baylor's 9-0.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Baylor's undefeated. It's at Baylor. They're getting 10. I will take Baylor with the points, although I think Oklahoma will win.
I'm with you exactly. All right. Navy goes to Notre Dame. Notre Dame's a 7-point favorite.
At Notre Dame, I'll lay the 7 and take Notre Dame.
I'm with you on that one. Minnesota, we just talked about them rowing the boat, but they got a big one this week. They got to go Iowa. Iowa's number 20 in the country. Minnesota's number 8. Iowa's favored by 3.
Yeah, I mean, Iowa's got a good team. I mean, they're 20th in the country and they have 3 losses. They're 6-3. But even at home, I still I'll take the 3 points with Minnesota in that game, and I think Minnesota can win outright.
All right.
Stay undefeated and maybe challenge for the playoffs.
And finally, the big game down in the SEC we just talked about momentarily. Yep. Number 4, Georgia is a 3-point favorite. They go to number 12, Auburn. What do you think?
I'm going to take Auburn at home with the points. Give me 3 with Auburn at home.
I'm with you because I'm praying for Oklahoma to find a backdoor in. They need Georgia to lose.
So we had all 4 same picks?
We got them. Same 4 picks. All right, brother.
Take those to the bank.
All right. Let's talk about it. We're going to talk about the NFL. All right. What happened last night? What did we see?
We saw.
Was this the WWE or what?
Myles Garrett literally took the helmet off of Mason Rudolph and then clocked him over the head with it. Luckily, nothing happened to Mason Rudolph, but that could have been a very dangerous injury. Then the confrontation ensues, and then Marcus Pouncey just street kicking Garrett right in the head, right? Multiple times.
I mean, I was waiting for one of the guys to pull a razor blade out and cut his eye on purpose so he was bleeding, right?
5 seconds left in the game, too, right? This whole thing was just an out-of-control debacle. And you know who's to blame for some of this? Is Freddie Kitchens and his idiotness and lack of control of the Cleveland Browns.
There you go. Finally, the smartest thing you said in a long time. Freddie Kitchens does not belong behind an NFL bench as the head guy. Yeah. That team, by the way, DYK, they're the most penalized team in the league. Most penalties accepted in the league this year. Most personal fouls in the league. That's coaching. Bill Belichick does not let that happen, right?
He's done.
Oh, my God. And by the way, what's the outcome? So Garrett has like an Definite suspension? Is that what I
Well,
hear?
minimum 6-game suspension, which is like $1.139 million, which fortunately is not...
Including the playoffs, too, if they make them, right?
Right. And that's not that much money. He's not
No,
making a lot.
no.
His salary this year, but they said that the Cleveland Browns can go after his signing bonus for the year, too.
Oh, all
And to
right.
try to get that back for his
All right.
antics. What a bonehead. That was just a bad play all around.
Oh, man. All right. So let me ask you a question. Steelers. You've been saying they suck all along, but they're in the playoff contention right now. You still think they suck?
Yeah, I do.
I know they lost the game.
No, they suck.
How can a 5-5 team suck?
Because they look what they scored 7 points against
All
the
right,
Browns
I'm going to
last
ask you a
night.
question. They lost a Hall of Fame quarterback this year after one game, Ben Roethlisberger. They lost potential Hall of Fame receiver until he now gets out in all this trouble, Antonio Brown. And a running back who's right there is one of the best in the league the last 5 years, in Le'Veon Bell. If the Pats were to lose the equivalent of Brady, I'll just say James White and Julian Edelman, what do you think their record would be?
Probably about the same. They'd be 5.
Dude, they would even they'd have one win at best. They wouldn't score.
Their defense has allowed 7 points a game going into last week.
Again, if it's 0-7, you don't win the game.
Yeah, well, the Patriots could figure out a way to score 10 points.
They will not score. They don't have a field goal kicker. Dude,
All right.
I wrote, Mike Tomlin is showing that he's a pretty damn good coach. Pretty damn coach. Hey, speaking of other upsets last week, what happened to Casey Josh's team?
Casey Josh, yeah.
Mahomes, your boy in fantasy, went off, right?
He went off. I mean, it was a great game. Tennessee just came down in the stretch, right? And then New Orleans, on the other hand,
Another one of your teams.
they just played like crap. I mean, they just look horrible. At least KC looked, well, their offense anyways looked good. Their defense.
And Matty
still,
Ice didn't have to do anything special in that game.
No.
He had a subpar game,
But
as I
it's-
know. What
it's-
did they get?
it's
4
an
points?
anomaly. It's an anomaly. I'm not worried about either of those teams.
And by the way, Minnesota, yes, they beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys can't stop the run. I don't know. I don't get it. All right, hey, let me ask you a
Dalvin Cook's
question.
had an MVP year, too.
Yes, Dalvin Cook. You said about in our preseason show.
Yeah.
He could be a
Comeback player,
surprise,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Hey, Colin Kaepernick gets a tryout this weekend.
Yeah, deserves it.
3 years? He hasn't played 3 years. Does anybody take him?
He's been staying in shape. He might back up a team and get on the field one of these days.
All right.
Look at the quality quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Come on.
All right. You got a good point. Deshaun versus Lamar. They play this weekend. Tell me about that.
Oh, yeah. So Deshaun and Lamar, right? That was a rematch of the Clemson-Louisville game when they were both in college not too long ago.
And you said they scored like, what, 100
They scored almost
points?
100 points, threw for like 1,000 yards. It was just a crazy, crazy offensive show.
Can this happen again in the NFL, though?
No, not those kind of crazy numbers, but this could be a very high-scoring game potentially. I mean, they're not really great defensive teams, and they do have pretty good offenses.
Okay.
I could see a game where they're both scoring in the 30s or 40s.
All right, PB. We're going to talk about the Pats. They're coming off a loss. They went into the bye week, though. They have a great record coming out of the bye week.
Yep.
But going into the game against the Ravens, you've been on the record to say multiple times the Ravens stink. When I said the Ravens probably will make the playoffs back in our preseason show, you told me I was basically high. I was bananas. I didn't know what I was talking about. They're 6-2 right now. They ran all over the Pats. By the way, you said Lamar cannot play quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
He crushed the Pats by himself. Explain yourself.
Well, first of all, they're 7-2.
7-2, I'm sorry.
Well, and secondly, they are one-dimensional. I'm still going to say they're a one-dimensional team. They definitely...
Oh, we got a caller right now calling in.
here's-
PB&Z Sports Chaos. Who do we got calling into the show?
This is Rich Alvarez and Nicole Alvarez from Maryland.
Maryland! Oh, good timing!
Good timing. We're just talking about the Ravens.
What do you got
So
first?
let me finish on my
All
thought
right,
here on
hang
the
on,
Ravens, then
Mr.
we'll let Rich
Alvarez.
respond. They are, you cannot sustain an offense where you actually have designed running plays for your quarterback in the NFL. It's just not going to happen. There'll be flashes of brilliance, but you're not going to be able to sustain it.
Maryland, what do you got to say about that?
We just have one thing to say. What, PB, what are you thinking about, man?
They got a point. They absolutely crushed the Pats.
You know what? Lamar Jackson will do the same thing in his first playoff game this year they did last year. He will lay an egg like he did against the Chargers. Whatever team comes in there and plays them, he will lay an egg.
Oh, my God. All right. Hey, Maryland, we appreciate you calling. I know you're not happy with PB. You know he's going to be wrong, right?
He's great and stuff. Like, you're the entertainment, and he's the smart guy.
Ah, here we go. That's on the record. Russ is the entertainment, and I am the smart guy.
Hey, I want to add one thing.
Yes, sir.
You guys talked about the amount of championships.
Yes.
And Henry Shad for the Canadians, he had 13.
And he never sat out for load management, right?
That's, what?
And he never took a game off for load management, right? He won 13 championships.
You're right, and I think he might be related to the Ricard guy from Baltimore.
Oh, all right.
Distant relatives, but...
Hey, Marilyn, Mr. Alvarez, thank you for calling the show. We appreciate it. Have a good evening.
Hey, thanks, guys. See you.
All right,
Bye.
take care.
All right.
All right.
PB.
Yeah. So what are we on to now?
Survivor League.
Survivor
What's the
League?
score?
Josh is in the overall lead. for the
Casey
season.
Josh, who's been losing all
Yeah,
year.
He's up by like 50. He's pretty healthy. But the weekly winner was PB. PB's back on track now. With Mahomes coming back, you guys all need to watch out. Because I was leading that thing all the way until Mahomes got hurt.
By the way, we have no idea how he scores this because I go on Fantasy Pros and it does not add up to what he gets. But anyways, moving on. We're going to talk about our pick six momentarily. By the way, you are 7 games behind now after your 0 for 6 last
I didn't
weekend.
go 0 for 6. I didn't call in.
That's what it is. You didn't show up.
No,
it's a goose egg.
that's 0 and
You're
0, not 0 for 6. Come
0
on.
for 6. Hey, by the way,
Whatever.
Z was 5-1 against the spread last week. That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
And not even a better. All right, let's get right into this thing. Texans at the Ravens. Who do you like?
Ravens at home. I'm going to go Baltimore on that one.
I am as well. All right. Oh, you're picking Baltimore. Maryland, he's picking Baltimore. Jags at the Colts. Formerly of Maryland.
Jacoby's back from being out for a week. I like...
We got another caller. This is a great night today on the show. PB&Z, Sports Chaos. Who's calling?
Good evening, G-Money.
Oh, G-Money. We're
G-Money.
just doing our picks. Good call. Hey, G-Money, we just did Texans and Ravens. Who do you like in that game?
Texas and Ravens. I like the Texans. I think they're the better team in my opinion, and I think Spots is going to run all over.
All right.
All right.
Moving on.
So
Jags at the Colts. Go ahead, PB.
I got I'm Baltimore Colts. Yeah. I got Indianapolis in that one after with Jacoby Brissett coming back.
Who do you like, PB? G-Money.
I'm with him on the Colts. Nick Foles is going to be rusty on his first game back, and Brissett is coming back off of 1 game off. I think Indy's going to be a stronger team.
All right, I got the Colts. All right, moving on. Boys at the Lions. I don't want to pick this game, but thank God Stafford's out. PB, who do you like at the boys at the Lions? Cowboys. Go to the
I
Lions.
don't want the Cowboys to lose for the simple reason that if they do, they'll have lost 2 in a row. They'll go back to 500, and then they're going to come into Foxborough mad next week, right? So I think they'll win. Stay above 500 and win on the road, especially with Stafford out.
All right, G-Money, real quick. Who do you got? Boys at the Lions.
Yeah, I don't see how Dallas loses against the backup QB. Dallas will win.
I'm with all you guys on that one. All right. The Pats go to Philly. Super Bowl rematch. Brady is all over this game. PB, what do you think?
Pats coming out of a bye week and coming off of a loss have both great records on both of those occasions. This is both of those occasions in 1 week, so I will take the Patriots in that game.
G-Money?
There's 3 things in life that are guaranteed: death, taxes, and Belichick winning off a bye week.
Oh, hey, by the way, I don't want to blow your bubble here, but Philadelphia has a better off bye week record.
Okay. We'll see.
In 20 and the last
so
20
who are you taking?
I'm taking the Pats.
Okay.
All right, Bears and Rams. This is a game to salvage the season. Both these teams are supposed to be better than they are. They both suck at the moment.
2 teams going in the wrong direction.
PB,
but,
what do you think?
LA at home, I'm going to go Rams.
G-Money.
Yeah, I think the Rams win by a field goal. They're going to Bears' limited offense is going to rear its ugly head again.
I'm with you guys on that one, too. I got the Rams. All right. In Mexico, hopefully the game goes on, because last year they were supposed to play in Mexico, not these 2 teams, 2 others. The stands fell apart. They didn't play the game. This year they're going to go back again. Chiefs at the Chargers. Who do you like, PB?
Wasn't it the Patriots that were supposed to play there last year? Or was that 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Oh, okay. I am going to take the Chiefs in that one. Easily.
G-Money. Who do you like?
I hate to agree with everyone, but I'm going Chiefs as well. Better team on a neutral field. I'll take that any day.
Chargers need the game, but I agree with you guys. I think the Chiefs win the game as well. All right, let's get into our locks of the week. PB, good thing you didn't call in last week because you've been 1-2 and people would have lost money. We'll let you go again. first to see if you can redeem yourself. Obviously, you can't play real football as you do fantasy. See if you can do
All
better.
right, so I'm still 60% on the year with my locks. Not a good percentage. Hopefully, I can get over that hump and not fall to 500 with my lock this week. I am going to go with that Monday night game. I think the Chiefs have to win this game. Otherwise, they're right in the thick of things with two other teams for that division. So I'll lay the 3.5 with the Chiefs, and I think they'll lay some wood onto the Chargers.
So they cover the 3.5.
Yep.
All right. G Money, what do you got?
Well, I'm at 77% for the year.
very
I'm
technical.
looking to keep that trend going and get to 80% if possible. And I like the Bucks +6. Drew Brees looks like he has like a rib injury of some sort. And no Latimer. The Saints are going to struggle to stop Godwin and Evans, and it's going to be just like the Atlanta game. They're going to be their defensive pass. They're going to give up a ton of big plays.
Where is this game being played at?
What's that?
Where's the game being played at?
I believe it's in there. It's in New Orleans.
And you are going with the Bucks getting 6.
I am. I don't think they'll win outright, but I think they'll lose by 3 or 4. And then I'm going to give you guys a bonus like last week, a parlay. The Bucks +6, Houston +5, and the Bears +7. Those 3 dogs are money in the bank.
All right, so PB, you're now the best guy predicting these games.
All right, thank you.
Because G Money, you're in big trouble this week. Trust me on that one, dude.
I might surprise you.
All right. Hey, listen. We'll talk to you later. Have a good weekend.
Sounds good. Have a great weekend, gentlemen.
Thanks, G.
Thank you.
Hey, PB&Z Sports Chaos. We had a good night tonight live on Facebook. Take care, fans. We'll talk to you soon.
Good night, fans.